series of back stretches. We're going to start with what's commonly called the camel cow or cat cow. It's a Pilates stretch where you're going to start in what's called the tabletop position. You want to get your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. From this neutral spine position, you're going to start moving your back, arching it up like a cat or like a camel's hump. You want to let your back move segment by segment, pushing your shoulder blades up to the ceiling, letting your head drop forward. Hold this position for about 7 or 8 seconds. Ensure that you breathe evenly and deeply. At the end of that time, let yourself arch your back in, letting it drop towards the floor like a cow. Make sure that you bring your head up into this, and again, feel your back move segment by segment. Hold for about 7 or 8 seconds, and then let yourself go into the camel position again, pushing your back up towards the ceiling, let your head drop down. You can hold this position longer than 7 or 8 seconds if you like. And what you want to do is move into each position as many times as is necessary to get your back loosened. So just listen to what your body has to say. At the end of that time, if it doesn't bother your knees, you can sit right back down onto your heels. If you have any kind of knee or ankle pain, you don't have to sit back that far. Stretch your arms out and let yourself relax into the child position. This is an excellent yoga stretch, not just for the back, but also in through the shoulders. You might even feel it in through the hip region. This is a prolonged static stretch. Hold at least 20 to 30 seconds, letting yourself breathe evenly and deeply. From this child position, you can also walk your hands over in one direction and the other. So if I walk over to the left, I close my ribs up on the left side, stretching out on the right. You can see that my arms are shoulder width apart, keeping my head and my chest low to the floor, nice even deep breathing. Then I'm going to stay quite low to the floor as I walk over to the opposite direction. So now I've closed up on the right and I've stretched out on the left. So I'm increasing the stretch down each side. Again, nice even deep breathing, hold 20 to 30 seconds, and relax out of that position at the end of that time. It's really important when you're stretching to give your muscles a chance to progressively ease into and ease out of the stretches. Then we're going to move into what's called a seated spinal twist. Now, spinal twisting is excellent for both the upper and the lower back. In a seated position, you're going to feel this more in your upper back. Comfortably bend one knee, opposite hand to knee, and have a pulling force across the body. Ensure that you keep your elbow down though. Don't let your elbow wing up and have a big angle at the shoulder blade. Use your forearm muscles and pull that leg across the body. Keeping your shoulders over your hips, reach behind the back and try to look over that shoulder, twisting your back like a corkscrew. Make sure to maintain this steady pull on your knee with your opposite hands. Nice even deep breathing. Hold 20 to 30 seconds and allow yourself to progressively ease into the stretch, and at the end of that time, to let yourself relax out. Then what you're going to do is switch it up. Opposite hand to knee, pull across, nice tight elbow to my body, close the angle up at the armpit, reach behind the body, and look over that shoulder. Now, an alternative position is to cross your leg to the outside, and you can also use your elbow to help pull across the knee. That's the more advanced position for this stretch. Nice even deep breathing, progressively easing into and easing out of the stretch. A spinal twist where you're laying down, you're going to feel more in your lower back. So if I lay down and stretch out my right leg, bending my left one to about 90 degrees at the hip and 90 degrees at the knee, I'm going to bring my opposite hand to my knee, and I'm going to pull over on the knee as opposed to pulling down like so. Glue your free arm to the ground from your shoulder all the way to your hand, and make sure your hand's below the level of the shoulder. You don't want to be up too high because you'll be limited by the amount of stretch through the chest and the shoulder, and we want to make sure we're stretching out the low back. Roll on to the bottom hip, trying to bring that knee down to the ground. Make sure that your shoulder and your arms stay flat on the ground. Nice even deep breathing, allowing yourself to progressively ease into the stretch. At the end of that time, relax out of the stretch and switch it up. Bend your right knee about 90 degrees at the hip and the knee. Opposite hand to knee. Glue your free arm down to the ground, rolling onto the bottom hip, and letting yourself ease into the stretch. Nice, even, deep breathing, progressively allowing your tissues to lengthen it. At the end of that time, let yourself relax back and ease out of that stretch position. Now, if you go through these stretches a couple of times, you'll find that your back muscles will progressively lengthen out. Look for more videos from Dr. Selby, Active Choice Rehabilitation Center.